approach. This is a time to go forward into new possibilities. Shakespeare wrote, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, and all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures." This is the high tide to approach something, a new situation, relationship, or interchange. If there is an open window of opportunity that your deepest intuition supports, then this is a propitious time to approach. And this, the name of this card and the idea of it also comes from I Ching Hexagram 19, often called approach. So from the Wilhelm Baynes I Ching, approach has supreme success, perseverance furthers. The hexagram as a whole points to a time of joyous, hopeful progress. Spring is approaching. Joy and forbearance bring high and low nearer together. Success is certain, but we must work with determination and perseverance to make full use of the propitiousness of the time. And one thing more, spring does not last forever. We must take heed of this change in good time. If we meet evil before it becomes reality, before it has even begun to stir, we can master it. So this is also called, in I Ching terms, catching things before they exit the gate of change. So this high tide is something that's very important to take note of in terms of the seasons of your life. Like I work with a lot of Gen Z, younger people, in other words, and I will point out to them that, your brain is still growing till 25, 26, sometimes 27, that this is, when you're in your 20s and younger, that can be really the high tide to learn to get good at what you want to be good at for the rest of your life. But it doesn't mean that the tide is only high when you're young. The tide at other ages may be high for other things. So, for example, right now at 66 years old, I'm not an age denialist. This is how we keep track of how old I am when I make these videos. 66. People say I could pass for a 63-year-old who hasn't slept in a couple of days. I hope that's true. But this is still very much a high tide moment in my life. And here's the reason why. My creative skills and my knowledge have continued to grow, but I am not, so far, knock on wood, so diminished by age. I could have a stroke tomorrow. Anything can happen to anybody. To where I'm so limited by age that right now I'm in a kind of a golden zone, because we have like the aging curve, and then we also have like the growth of knowledge and my imagination getting stronger. And at some point, maybe these curves cross and start to conflict with each other, or whatever, but not so far. And right now, I don't have to work a scheduled job, so I have like the most time available. So really, for me, creatively, this is the best high tide I've ever had. Maybe next year it'll be even better, or maybe I'll be dead by next year. Who knows? But the point is, right now the tide is high, and so this is the time for me to create as much content as I can while I can. So look at your life and see what aspect of your life is at high tide. Maybe you're about to go to a festival and it's going to be like a week of like very high tide for social opportunities. Maybe you're unemployed and have a lot of time in your hands, and so maybe that's high tide for some creative activity or something that requires big uninterrupted blocks of time. Take advantage, approach that which is most available and life affirming right now, and don't waste the opportunities because they all ebb and flow, come and go. Take advantage of the ones that are at high tide right now.